Hello and welcome to Flippin' Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today I'm flipping through Mad Magazine number 40, released July 1958. Our price, 25 cents, which is indeed cheap. But before I do that, please let me remind you, hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. That is the #1 way that you can support this YouTube channel and help it to continue to grow. And boy, do I want it to grow. I want to spread the gospel of Mad Magazine as far as I can. If you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. Link is down in the description. You can also become a channel member. If you join either of those, you get a 6 set of stickers, some cool buttons, and maybe even a stencil. But if you become a channel member on YouTube, you get access to all of my videos before anybody else does. So consider that if it interests you. These are the people that I get to thank for their support today: Ben Forsgren, Joey Gesso, Reflection of Perfection, Tom Richmond, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support. I hope I can keep on earning it. With that, let's go here, and let's get me here. Here we are in Mad Magazine. Ooh, those early years. This is Mad Magazine number 40. Like I said, released 1958. Beautiful Kelly Freas cover. Kelly was a wonderful artist. I had a pretty short run at Mad Magazine, and then Norman Mingo took over and just ruled the roost for so long. And then who took over from him? Mark Fredrickson. Of course, there was a time when there was a lot more people filling in. And I kind of like that a little bit more, when there are a lot of other people doing the job. But here we have the groom, Alfred the groom, being jilted at the altar, and the little statue storming off, the lady statue. You guys may have noticed I didn't do my normal thing where I have it, the back showing, and then like flip it over and, you know, behave just recklessly with it. That's because this issue, like most of the issues in the early hundreds, they're barely hanging on. I could only afford shitty copies of these magazines, these older ones especially. So, I just got to take what I can get. And this cover is not long for the world. I think it's got one more flip through, then it's going into the collection and never being touched again. Here you go, Mad for Keeps. I might have this one. I have one of these. No, I have the ridiculously expensive Mad. I just checked my bookshelf. These are cool. They were like these old hardcovers that were made, an anthology for Mad Magazine, and they're delightful. I got mine from my father, a hand-me-down from that he had when he was a kid. Yeah, they're great. Mad number 40. I already said that like 20 times. It takes 12,000 workers to put a bottle of milk on your doorstep, and at 4 a.m. in the morning, it sounds like it. I guess the mailmen or the milkmen are loud. Now here's something. You have this, the table of contents. What do you expect to come next? Most people would expect the letters department, including myself. And you would be wrong. They go from the table of contents to the much abbreviated drivel department. Seems these days nobody starts with an organization until they come up with a set of initials that spell out a word which describes what they do. Like, for instance, there's CARE, Cooperative for American Remittances to Everywhere, or ACTION, American Council to Improve Our Neighborhoods, or WAVES, Women Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Service. Well, we've been wondering what would happen if every organization in town did the same thing. And just the other day we found out. Seems that in Whiplash, Nevada, there's an organization called BLAST, Booster League Against Senseless Titles, which sent us a panoramic picture of their town just after they completed their campaign to have every other organization in Whiplash adopt the initials that describe the name. These are pretty fun. It's so unexpected, though. having this here right after the table of contents. Got a cigarette? I belong to Mooch, namely the modern order of cheap hangers-on. Have a smootho? I belong to Adman, namely the association developing Madison Avenue nonsense. I belong to Reach, namely rowdies engaged at creating holdups. I belong to Pauper, namely poor and underpaid pedestrians emergency relief. Don't worry, I'm a member of Protect, namely policemen receiving orders to eliminate criminal transgressions. And my favorite over here, you have Alfred E. Neuman. What, me worry? I belong to Claude, namely the Cooperative League of Dimwits. There you go. Oh, there's more than one Alfred E. Neuman here, which is kind of interesting. Well, I guess this one's more implied, an implied Neuman. And there we go. Now we have what you expect, which is the letters department. Why they did this, I do not know. One of my favorites is right here. They started selling those Mad t-shirts. Who's the fellow modeling the Mad t-shirt in your May issue? I bet he's real cute without the mustache and eye patch. Do you have any pictures of him without them? Jeannie Bronze, Center Reach, SI. South Illinois? Indiana? South Bend, Indiana? SI. SI. Weird. You're right, Jeannie. He is real cute. It's staff member Jerry DeFuccio, and here's a picture of him without the mustache. He grew it the year after this picture was taken. There he is without the mustache. Now, something else that really, really caught my eye. I have to move this so gingerly. Not this. Don't look at what I'm zooming in on. What really caught my eye. Oh, geez. This has to be my last zoom. This. If you want them, we still got a Mad Jewelry featuring Mad's What Me Worry Kid. Tie clasp, scatter pin, keychain, and charm bracelet. $2 each. Cufflinks, $3 per set. How cool. I've never seen those. Mad cufflinks would be sick. Anyway, let's zoom out. I'm not going to move this magazine around like that ever again. That was it. That was the last time. Here we have pizza pie. Let's face it, the Italians have built a better mousetrap. And now the world is beating a path to the pizzeria door. Here then is an article about the pie that's rapidly replacing apple as our national pastry. Pizza pie. This was a little bit of culture shock for me. I can't imagine a time where pizza, like, it's pizza. Why? It's a rapidly rising, like, fad. Here you have the pizza pie, the best pizza pies in the town. Tony's, the best pizza pies in the country. Pasquale's, the best pizza pies in the world. Giuseppe's, the best pizza pies in the block. Irving's. Irving? That's not an Italian name. Now, this is artwork by Dave Berg. Some of his best work. It looks great. Look, you have like Chef Boyardee. First, dough is needed. Next, chef is needed to knead dough. Then mozzarella cheese and tomato sauce are needed to spread on kneaded dough. Then anchovies, mushrooms, peppers, sausages, or onions are needed to kill the taste of the previous ingredients. Finally, a cast iron stomach is needed to help digest the mess. And there you have the heartburn. Yeah, that's cool. More pizza changes, the more pizza stays the same. Just awesome. This is like takeout order from a pizza place. New uses for pizza pies. Like all fads, pizza pie popularity may fade. When this happens, Matt is ready to save the pizza pie makers with these suggestions. With these suggested continental style back of cars, nets, life nets for firemen, and a gong. That's crazy. It's crazy that that was a faddish food because it's not gone away, obviously, right? We all love pizza. This is awesome. The outdoors with Don Martin, the paper pickers. Snaps up that. Snaps up another one. Ooh, look at the newspapers going through. Guy tries to get it. Ooh, gets that one snapped up. And that, I mean, this is so dark. I absolutely love this. Really good Don Martin work. All right, up next we have Eck, Teenage Son of Thing. This is, here's an Ising production. Produced by Agonizing, directed by Mesmerizing, edited by Pulverizing, sets by Simonizing, special effects by Sanforizing, rubber knives by Vulcanizing, because the vulcanization process is what takes the rubber from the rubber tree plant and like makes it more of a durable thing that lasts. Like all rubber we know is vulcanized. Anyway, sound effects by A Noise, costumes by VO Torsion? I don't know. Photography by Distortion. Music by Contortion, Fog by Smog, Bog by Hog. This is pictures by Wally Wood. And boy, are these pictures great. I feel like a real dirtbag not being able to zoom in on this. And I really hope that, look at that. That looks pretty crisp and clear. It's delightful. We see two figures strapped to tables. One is monstrous, the other small. Lights flash, the equipment crackles. This huge figure twitches, then moves. It drags heavy feet slowly across the laboratory, hesitates, picks up the phone. Hello, Alan. Failed again. He's too old, no life in him. I need young blood, teenage blood for the plans I have. There's someone at the door. So this young teen comes in and he tries to like do a little body switch thing. I mean, Wally Wood is just such an amazing artist. Look at lots of fun little chicken fat. Continued on next page. Thank you. I wouldn't think to turn the page. I appreciate that to the editors. Yeah, it's just, look at these shadows. Look at that shadow in the background of the monster. Oh, I don't know. It's just great. I can't read through this whole thing, obviously, but boy, it's great. Here we have TV scenes we'd like to see. No explanation needed for this. You guys have seen this about 1,000,000 times in Mad Magazine at this point. People are funny. And here's the girl the electronic brain picked out of thousands of entries, especially for you. Gladys? Cedric, you crumb, where's the back of alimony you owe me? Not fair to give her such a shrill voice. The Mickey Mouse Club. To the Musketeers, roll call. Athos, Porthos, Aramis, D'Artagnan. That's the only one that I know for sure how to pronounce is D'Artagnan, which would probably be the easiest one to pronounce. Now here we have Strangely Believe It. And I'm used to this as Ripley's Believe It or Nuts? That it was, why can't I think of, Bob Clark was the artist of Believe It or Nuts. And this is a precursor to it. It was, I guess it had like I looked it up on Mad cover site. It had a few names on it, but it was, Strangely Believe It before it became Believe It or Nuts. I do have to say, I think Bob Clark was slightly better at doing this Ripley's art style than Wally Wood was. I mean, neither of them nail it. That's a fact. But I think Bob Clark's is a little closer. But Wally Wood's is more fun to look at. There's a lot more stuff going on in the illustrations. Contrary to established opinion, the Great Wall of China is in reality not great, not a wall, and not even in China. It is in the Bronx, where it is called the Triborough Bridge. Ambrose Fufnick will never forget the July morning in 1947 when, while driving a sports car, he noted a yellow object on the curb and passed it by. It was a stop sign, and Fufnick got a $15 fine, which he resents to this day. Uh, a startling operation was performed at the London Zoo in September. A common garter snake was fitted with a glass eye. What made the operation even more startling was the fact that the snake had expected a hearing aid. And look at, we have the same monster that he drew in the previous gag. Mad solves college overcrowding problem with carefully planned Alfred E. Neuman University. We aren't going to go over that because it's too much. And here we have the inside story. Most people believe that the normal stomach looks something like the one pictured at the left. However, according to a recent medical report by Basil Wolverton, MD, that stands for Mad Doodler, this is not true. Actually, the shape of the stomach is determined by the personality of its owner, and everybody's stomach looks different. As proof, Mad reproduces these sketches of famous stomachs made by Dr. Wolverton for his revolutionary inside story. I cannot, this is just, I cannot think of a greater waste of Basil Wolverton than having him draw stomachs shaped like things. I This could have gone to anybody. Why would you waste Basil Wolverton on this? So here's Nikita Khrushchev. His looks like a bomb or a rocket ship or something. I don't know. Space race. Floyd Patterson, boxer, looks like a boxing glove. Richard Nixon is a Republican, so his looks like the elephant. Adlai Stevenson, it looks like a dog. Ben Hogan, he has these golf ball shaped ones all over. I'm just so disappointed. Lawrence Welk, I don't understand. It's just a bunch of bubbles. Wasn't he like, I just see those Lawrence Welk records everywhere at the Goodwill. But can you think of a greater waste of Basil Wolverton? Princess Margaret, it's a hot water bottle. Richard Boone is a gun. John Foster Dulles, it's an airplane. Have anybody draw this? Anybody but Basil. Anyway, I mean, there were good stomachs. They were well-drawn stomachs. We know that. Here we have Pravda, black and white and red all over. Everybody's heard about it, but few people have seen it. Mad now proudly presents a translated recent issue of Pravda. It's crackers to slip a roser, the Dropsky in snide. I don't know. This is like a Russian newspaper, I think. Unsavory Americans. Our unsavory American for today is Alfred E. Neuman, reactionary Wall Street manipulator who's responsible for deceiving millions of unsuspecting U.S. readers. Neuman is the brains behind one of America's most insidious publications, which cunningly distracts its exploited readers from the misery and deprivation around them by filling their minds with propaganda-filled nonsense under the guise of humor. As corrupt press lord of the monopolized publishing industry in the United States, Neuman greedily lines his pockets with earnings of downtrodden laborers and the meager allowances of teenagers under the pretense of entertaining them. Proof of his callous indifference to this foul deception of the U.S. reading public was demonstrated recently. When confronted with the direct accusation from our reporter, Neuman smiled wickedly and sneered. What? Me worry? Anyway. Is that funny? I don't know if it's funny, but here's Donaldovich Ducksky. Lots of humor like that. Let's keep moving along. This one, I love any map-based humor. Map-based humor is my favorite. Mad comes to the aid of vacation-bound readers with this rundown of major events scheduled around the country this summer. Why not make this a vacation to remember? Plan your trip to avoid as many of these festivals as possible with this special Mad Summer Vacation Guide. Bob Clark doing beautiful artwork. Here we have in George Washington, the 9th Annual Marijuana Festival, June 23rd to the 29th. Slum, Oregon, get sick on pickles and ice cream week. In Nuzzle, Iowa, well, this is interesting because Iowa is here. Why? I mean, I get that they had to fit it, but that's really far. Shotgun Wedding Month. Repulsive Utah. Annual Tar and Feather Jubilee. Here we have Parched Texas, 23rd annual of the last rain. I'm sorry, 23rd anniversary of the last rain. Here we have Ulysses, Tennessee, centennial of juvenile delinquency. Well, look at this is Minnesota. Oh, dang it. Shrunken, Wisconsin, annual Guppy Run. How about Lush, Kentucky? Lush, Kentucky, annual Bourbon Tasting Festival. That seems like one that a lot of people would want to go to. Here we have Squalor, Georgia, 78th Peach Fuzz Weighing Contest. I guess that's piles of peach fuzz. Swampport, Florida, National Championship Tarantula Races. That's disgusting. Here we have Bob and Ray. Bob and Ray, two comedic, just juggernauts that I only know about through Mad Magazine, and they've never made me laugh once. But I'm sure at the time they were just so great at humor stuff. You have the bear hunter running from the bear. Oh, he fires off a shot. He has to ditch his rifle and keep running. Oh, he throws his Bowie knife. Oh, but he has to keep running. Oh, he whips out his camera. Takes a picture for the posing bear. They wait patiently for the picture to develop. Apparently, that picture wasn't quite good enough. Future of the month clubs. This surprised me because I always thought of the monthly subscription things being something that came about after the advent of the internet. I guess I'm like Columbia House Music. I know that, but like that idea that you would sign up for a themed thing that brings you stuff every month. This has been going on forever. I had no idea. I guess maybe it just got new life in the internet era. Free, the Eiffel Tower. Free, the Eiffel Tower delivered to your door if you join the Landmark of the Month Club. A lawless life is yours when you join the Crime of the Month Club. So I plugged her on the crowded bus and escaped the ensuing traffic jam. And look at there's Jerry DeFuccio, that same photo that was in the letters department. See, that's why you got to read the letters department. Then you understand references like that. Join the Wife of the Month Club. Start off each month with a new wife. Oh my gosh. Coast to Coast for 1675, including meals. Wait, okay, so now this is something different. All right, sorry. More Wallace Wood artwork that absolutely rules. Look at here's Charlie Brown getting choked out. Dennis the Menace. There's Sluggo. Oh, that's great. That's really fun. If you want to read this, just hit pause and appreciate this artwork because we're nearing the end of our time together. And goodness gracious, there's a lot. How to read a Chamber of Commerce folder. What? I don't understand that. Somebody's going to have to explain that one to me. I did want to talk about this really quickly. Wait, what? There was something else. I missed something. I missed something in this. Oh yeah, it was this right here. Mad trading stamps. This is what I saw. Okay. Okay. I don't understand this. The whole joke is about collecting stamps in books and then sending those books in to get stuff. This is all weird stuff, obviously, right? Fingernail clippings, number 615 Sputnik, bird bath for owls, imported live cobra, a lead rolling pin, children, just children, scale model toy guillotine. The idea is that like this is different. Like this seemed to be a thing where you collect stamps, like a Subway Sub Club card, but could get stuff more than just a Subway sandwich. If you guys know anything about this, please tell me. I don't get it. Andy Griffith wrote for Mad Magazine. I had no idea about this. And yeah, he got George Woodbridge to illustrate his writing. Who is the most unexpected person to write for Mad Magazine? I think it might be Andy Griffith. Did you guys know about this? All right, so anyway, look at that. A drive in the country. They're very funny. This I absolutely love. I think this is like the cutest ad with the cutest little photo I have ever seen. And then finally wrapping it up with Salem. Don't inhale 'em. Menthol fuel, a hull of a pack, filtered smokestack too. Sparkling water, radiant air, spring, the perfect scene to try a new idea of smoking. Instead of inhaling, try sailing Salem cigarettes. Not a bad idea. Well, you guys, this has been Mad Magazine number 40. Remember, please hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below, please, about any of those things that I asked about. If you've watched all the way from the beginning to the end, leave the comment, why smoke them when you can sail them? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.